Welcome to Paradise, everyone. I'm your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Well, man, what a month it's been. I could definitely tell you that. It's been very stressful.
Hmm, you're telling
But,
me.
yeah. But nonetheless, I hope everybody is hanging in there. We're getting through September pretty quickly here, which is kind of good for those of you who like spoopy season.
Hmm, Spoopy season.
Yes, and with that said, we have a shit ton of episodes lined up for you guys for spooky season this year. One way or another, all Halloween related. So stay
I'm
tuned for
excited.
October. I'm very excited for spooky season this year, more than last year. So stay tuned. Anyways,
Hmm,
I hope everybody's having a good evening. For those of you who listen in the evening, um, thank you guys for joining, and we hope you guys enjoy the episode. So, tonight's episode, this is our final breakdown of a Billy Talent album. We have done practically every single Billy Talent album known to man, except for this one that we're about to do. This is Afraid of Heights. Now, there is a reason why I saved this one for last. This was actually the album that I had put at the bottom of my ranking list. I believe you did the same as well.
hmm I did.
So I figured let's save this for last. Now we did say in the last episode we just did, um, there's no bad Billy Talent album by any means. We loved every single one we did, even Billy Talent 3, and I still feel bad for trashing that album at first because I did not give it a chance. That's when I was like a musical naviance. Now I'm like a musical enthusiast over here. But yeah, I love Billy Talent. All the albums are really, really good. And let's end it with Afraid of Heights. So this album just turned 7 this year. This album came out back in 2016. This is also the first album without Aaron on drums. Now, Aaron, unfortunately, at this time had a relapse of MS, also known as multiple sclerosis. We've talked about that on this channel quite often. Um, my good friend here, Dystro, actually has the same, what is it, disease?
Mm, hmm
Mm-hmm. So, so this was, like I said, the first album without Aaron, but we did have a replacement in Jordan Hastings, who also is the drummer of another band that's really close friends of Billy Talent called Alex is on Fire. By the way, Jordan is back with Alexis on Fire now. And at this time, their replacement drummer is Lowell Campbell. I don't know who that is. I guess he's the drummer of Winter Sleep. That's probably why I don't know him very well. He's currently their touring drummer at this time. Uh, but Jordan Hastings stepped in for this album and Crisis of Faith as well. And I'd say he did a pretty good job, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he did a very solid job.
And like I said, what's nice is they're really, really close friends. Them two bands are really close friends. They've been touring together for many years. So that's very good that they found a close friend in Jordan and recruited him to be the replacement drummer to fill Aaron's shoes. Like I said, I really don't think there could have been anybody better.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks that, he had a relapse, but, it's all right. MS Brothers for life, bro.
Absolutely, and I really hope we get to meet Billy Talent someday.
Oh, I, I guarantee you we probably will at some point in our career. I
We need
guarantee
to. We need to get them on the damn show.
I guarantee we will at some point.
So this album is 12 tracks long. This is not the longest album we've done. I mean, the longest album we've done ever was California by Blink. We just did that one recently. But the longest, I believe the longest Billy Talent album we've done, I think was Dead Silence. It was 14 tracks.
Yeah.
Stop yawning over there. You're going to make me tired.
Sorry.
Alright, so as we do with any other breakdown, we're going to break down each track for you guys, going track by track. Meanings, everything. We're going to rank each song on a scale from 1 to 10, and then after that, we're going to rank the album overall on a scale from 0 to 100. So essentially, what we do is we take an average. So, like, let's just say we do like 90, 90, 100, 100, etc. So you add all those up, you divide your result by however many tracks are on the album, and there's your average. There is your overall ranking for the album. That's how we kind of do it. Easy math, kids. Easy math. Anyways, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Also, I can barely hear your mic for some reason.
Hang on.
Like it sounds like there's a fan going in the back.
Well, it's my ceiling fan, but
Yeah, usually I don't hear it, but
uh, oh well.
all right, I can hear you a little bit better, but I can still hear like a fan.
Yeah, it's just my ceiling fan.
Damn, that shit's loud. Either that
Shoot,
or your mic is really good.
I guess so. I don't know.
All right, so let's just kick it off with track number one, Big Red Gun. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to do any notes for the meetings. I had to let Dystro do it because I am in the middle of moving, so I don't really have a lot of time for research at this time. So, again, thank you, Dystro, for finding the meanings for us. Um, Big Red Gun. This is a very interesting way to start this album. It's a good song. I can definitely tell you that. It is a good song. It's just for me, I probably would have started it out on a little bit of a different note.
Like what, for example?
Oh man. To be honest with you, I probably would have just started with Afraid of Heights. I would have just started with the title track.
Fair. Um, for me, I think I would have probably started maybe with maybe the crutch,
Ooh, that'd be
May-
interesting.
maybe, or time bomb taken away.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Um, But for me, for Big Red Gun, like that song just kind of means like standing up for yourself, like standing up for that amendment that everybody's been talking about with the guns and stuff, like the right to bear arms and stuff like that. Like that's what that song kind of means to me in a way, considering how much this world has changed. But what did you find?
It's about gun control laws and massive shootings.
So
But
pretty much what I said almost.
yeah, but in parentheses, somebody had put, I don't know why, but the drum uh bit before the chorus reminds me of the bit on the Tears into Wine chorus. Um,
Hmm.
so like the drum beat that is like going into like if we refer back to Tears into Wine, it's like that kind of like I can't, it's like I can't do it like
I know what it is. I can think about it in my head right now. I know exactly what you mean, and I do agree with that person who said that. There is a bit of a similarity there. Um, yeah. So basically, my meaning's kind of similar to what you just said.
yeah, it's just about gun control laws and massive shootings. That's what it is.
Yeah. Um, for me, I gave this song a 9 out of 10. I don't hear it as often anymore, but when I do hear it, I do get a little kicked up. Like I get a little pumped up. But again, I kind of wish they started the album with "Afraid of Heights."
Fair. I gave it an 8.5.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, so on to track number two with the self
Title track.
titled track, Afraid of Heights. So, man, I think this was one of my first Billy Talent songs I stumbled across on the radio, and I really grew to fall for this song. Like, this is probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, I can see why.
It's really good. Like, it has kind of a modern day Billy Talent sound, but there's still some like shades of old school in it. Like there's still some shades in it.
Yeah, I could see that. To be honest with you.
So what'd you get for a meaning for this one?
So this is what Ben has said.
Ooh.
Ben had said it's about a relationship, whether it be your significant other, and one person's afraid of taking it to the next level in commitment. So like being afraid of like, well, pun intended, afraid of heights, like taking that next level, so to speak,
Hmm.
and just being afraid of commitment and all that stuff. um, but that's what Ben had said.
Really? Wow. I never thought of it that way, to be honest with you. I always literally thought of it as the literal title being afraid of heights. Like,
You could take it literally too. I mean, that's why I just put that's what Ben said. That's what
hey,
he just
listen, it's
said.
good that, like people from the band actually could tell you what their songs mean. And you could compare it to what you feel with this song. Like, there's a lot of ways you take this song. Sometimes I take it in a way that, like, you're afraid to do something in life and you just need to go for it. Like, you shouldn't be afraid.
Like, take a leap of faith.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, either literally or figuratively. Like, if you want to go out and start talking to people, but you're afraid to, like, listen to the song. You need to, like, get out there.
You can do it.
Obviously, this song is a 10 out of 10. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I gave it 10 out of 10 too.
Okay, so track number 3 is Ghost Ship of Cannibal Rats. Now, what's funny is I actually did not like this song first time around. I actually had to go back and listen to this song a couple more times, and then get this. Recently, this year, Shom started playing it on the radio. So I was like, what the fuck? They never play this song. So I kind of like it now.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. Um, there's not really much to say about it, but it was an actual thing that happened in real life.
Okay.
It's one of these like semi-cryptic songs that you have to really dive into, but the main gist is about crisis.
Hmm.
And this is what I saw from song meanings. Somebody had put that on the Ghost of the Cannibal Rats track. Somebody had said like it was an actual thing that happened in real life. I think in 2014. Um, and it's like one of those songs that you have to like really like dive into the lyrics and like dissect it like word by word sort of thing. Um, which I didn't take the time to do that personally, but if anybody out there has done that, good for you. Please let us know in the comments below. Um, but it's a really like in your face kind of track too. Um, a lot of these songs are, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's kind of what's good about this album. Like a lot of these songs are in your face. They talk about really worldwide issues. And I think that's what they were going for with this album. They strived to talk about worldwide issues that are going on, things that need to change, things that shouldn't be here, things that should be here. Um, and I really didn't know that, to be honest. I didn't know that was a real life thing. I kind of want to look into that a little bit more. I might try Reddit. By the way, that's also another good place to look for song meanings is Reddit. I
Yeah.
have found quite a few on
Oh,
Reddit in the past.
believe me, I did that for the one of the next breakdowns that we're going to be doing. But um, yeah, it was a thing that happened in 2014. I didn't know about it either. So
I'll have to do some research on that. For me, now, if I were to rank this song when I first heard it, it wouldn't even be past a fucking 6. That's how much I didn't like this song. But now that I've heard it quite a bit, I'll give it an 8.5.
I had the exact same thing.
Hey, there we go. There we go. We agree. That's good. Oh boy, track number 4 is one of my favorites from this album, and it's titled "Louder Than the DJ." Now, funny thing, here's a little bit of a backstory here with this track. Actually, Ben used to do a radio show over, I think it used to be broadcasted in Germany. Obviously, he didn't go all the way to Germany to record it. Uh, he recorded locally, I believe, at the time. And the show was called Louder Than the DJ, starring Ben Kowalowitz. And he only did, I think, 6 episodes, sadly. I really hope after the tour is over for Crisis of Faith, I really hope he picks back up on that show because I absolutely looked forward to listening to it once a month because he'd only post a new episode once a month on Spotify, and I absolutely love that show. And that show is kind of what got me inspired to do our own show, our own little podcast on YouTube. And we titled it after, of course, a Billy Talent song, like he did. But we picked one from Crisis of Faith. We picked Reckless Paradise because it just really it hit the bell. Like it really suited us.
Yeah, it suited our, I guess, our aura, our energy, I guess.
So, louder than the DJ, like I kind of know a little bit about the song. Uh, Basically trying to tell y'all that rock is not gonna die. Like you may think it's dying out because pop is taking over, but it's up to these younger bands, these newer bands, to keep it alive. These younger generations. So that's kind of what I get from this song. That rock's not gonna die, even though some people may think it's going to. That's why it's up to us, younger generations, to keep it alive and keep it going. Promote it, listen to it, buy it, like go to the concerts, like do all that. You know?
Y- Yeah. So you kind of basically said what I was just about to say, basically. I really don't have to say anything else, I guess.
Is that
um,
the same meaning you found?
like it conveys a message of rebellion enduring the power of rock and roll. Lyrics criticize the current state of music and society, where narcissism and seem prevalent. Excuse me. Song urges younger generation to rise up and keep rock music alive, defying the notion that it's a dying genre. So basically, what you just said.
And it's up to us, and we're doing just that. To be honest, I feel like rock is coming back.
It's kind of making a comeback with some newer bands, I guess. But
I mean, The Warning, for example.
well, I mean, besides the warning.
I'm just saying, I love them. Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 song for me, obviously.
Okay, well, for me, it's probably a 9.5. I just don't hear it a lot.
Hey, that's fine. You
That's
need to go
just.
and listen to it after the show. That's your homework.
Oh God, not homework.
It's good. All right, check number 5, The Crutch. Man, this song's good too. It's got that attitude to it. Now I kind of know what this song is about too, off the top of my head. I remember doing research on this one back a few months ago. Um, Basically, it's about an abusive relationship and being stuck in that relationship, being the crutch for somebody.
Mhm. Um. So I put. This is just me though. So, well, somebody on Song Meanings had put their 2 cents in as well. Narrator falls in love with a really abusive woman. She controls him. She transforms him into her bitch, so to speak. He has a choice to stay with her and rot or die, but whatever she does, he enjoys it. But at the end, like he's way too far gone,
Oh,
and he's gonna
jeez.
be her forever and always will be till the very end of their relationship, I guess.
Jeez, that is fucking dark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This makes me never want to fall in love again.
God.
Seriously though, like every time I hear this song, like I get shades back to my really toxic relationship that I was in. And in a way, this song kind of helps me. It helps me get through it. Gets me through the waves. It's more of like one of those like pissed off songs. Like I really like that with Billy Talent when they do the pissed off songs. It's like with Perfect World. It's like oh
And you can tell too, because Ben and Ian on the vocals and stuff, you can just tell that they're just pissed off at something. Like,
yeah.
cause especially Ian, like I'm like, Ian, my boy, who hurt you? Who hurt
Who
you?
hurt you, Ian? Legend.
Who hurt you?
I gave this a 9 out of 10.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. I very enjoyed it.
It's just because I haven't heard it in a little bit. I do remember the song, obviously. It's just I haven't
And
heard it in a little bit.
okay, so little backstory here. I always called it the clutch instead of the crutch.
What's funny is on YouTube they put Le Crutch, which is French. Le is
The
French for the.
the crutch.
Le and la is French for the.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just they're showing off their Canadian side of them, I guess.
I always called it the clutch. I'm like, she's like, no, it's not the clutch, it's the crutch.
It's
like,
the crutch.
sorry.
So track number 6, which will mean we're halfway through this album, Rabbit Down the Hole. This is my favorite track from this album. This track is powerful. It's it's another one of those tracks that kind of fools you a little bit. Like I said with the last video we did with random ranking for Foo Fighters. This track kind of fools you a little bit. It starts out a little mellow,
Mm.
but it goes into powerful. Like, oh man. Especially the ending lines. Like, one of these days you'll break away, one of these days you'll fade away, all that stuff. Like, it's just really good. Like, it takes you through like kind of like a little journey in your head. And this song can be taken so many ways. Like, I really don't have a personal meaning for this one. Um, well, I kind of do. Like, in my opinion, it has to do with manipulation, getting manipulated by whomever or whatever, whether it's society in general or a specific person or media. It's just that song, in my opinion, has to do with manipulation.
Right. Um, the meaning that I found, it kind of speaks about religion and addiction in a
Ooh,
way. Um, because and then I kind of took it maybe in like a little silly way. This is just me though. When I think of Rabbit Down the Hole, I kind of think about Alice in Wonderland,
yeah, I think of the same thing, to be honest. Sometimes,
and I'm like, okay, so it's like you're following the rabbit down the hole and all that stuff, and but that's just silly stuff. Um, but when I think of Rabbit Down the Hole too, it's like it kind of like I think about addiction, like religion sometimes. Um, like you said, manipulation of like other people, social media, influencers and all that stuff. Um, but it could also be taken like very, very literally. Like, I mean, like I said, addiction and all that stuff. But it's like you could be going into downward spiral in that song too. Like if you
yeah,
think about it. Um, but yeah, that's like my 2 cents on it.
it's a really powerful song, and I really, really love it. I feel like I this song is slept on heavily by Billy Talent fans. I never really hear anybody talk about the song, and if you guys can kind of see a pattern, I am more for the one. I'm like more of the person that likes the deep cut tracks, the ones that don't get talked about enough. And this is a prime example. I love Rabbit Down the Hall. It's always been one of my favorite songs by Billy Talent.
Yeah, I think the crutch and rabbit down the hole. It's like those are like the two like kind of like personal ones for me because like I could take them in literally any way.
Yeah,
Um, and I kind of like that, to be honest with you.
me too. So for me, this is a 10 out of 10 track.
Yeah, I gave it 10 out of 10 too.
Cool. Track number 7, Time Bomb Ticking Away. This one's kind of cool too. Just like the intro, it's like and it comes all of a sudden, like that really in your face loud guitar from Ian. It comes out of nowhere, and it's just so good.
And I like the drum work on this song too. It's like
Mm.
I was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay.
Now with this song, I really don't. I don't remember if I have a personal meaning for this one, but I do know that there's one lyric that always stands out, and it's the only way to make us laugh is to make us cry. That one kind of sticks with me a little bit. I don't know why, but it's always stuck with me a little bit.
um, I kind of think I kind of think of the River Below song that like
Mm.
because it's like it's an atom bomb, like like you explode uncontrollably and you can't control that rage sort of thing. But this one is kind of similar to that. So the narrator seems to be somebody who's suffering from a mental illness, who's perilously close to snapping and doing something horrible. So it's kind of like in the exact same vein as River Below.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
kind of reverting back to their roots, so to
Yeah,
speak.
that's why I think about it.
This is like River Below Part 2,
Yeah, for real.
the adult version.
The adult version.
I give this a 10 out of 10. I've always liked this song just because of the rhythm and how fast it is and in your face that guitar is.
Mhm. I gave it 10 out of 10 as well.
Like you could be listening to this when you're having a breakdown and like it'll fucking make you feel good.
I got time bomb taken away.
All right, track number 8. This one has a bit more of a sentimental meaning for me. It's titled "Leave Them All Behind," and this is a track that's pretty self-explanatory, to be honest. It's about pretty much leaving behind the people that have brought negativity to your life, leaving behind people that have really messed you up in more ways than one, leaving people behind that are toxic, not good for you. Just leave them behind, man. Like, and that's kind of a song that helped me get through the breakup that I had started, I guess you could say, when I broke away from my toxic partner. Um, this is a song that really helped me get through and push through the waves of like sadness and regret. Like, cause I did feel a little bit of regret, but like that's normal. Like when you break up with someone, it's like, oh my god, I regret this. But like in the long run, you kind of learn that you really don't. And this song really helped me get through those waves of sadness and stuff.
Right. I could not find a meme for this one.
Well, there's your meaning.
There you go.
It's probably because it's so self-explanatory. Like
Yeah.
I said, like just go read the lyrics. Tired
Mhm.
of all the promises, all that shit that are never getting through. Like I love that song. I really do. I'm gonna bump it up to a 10. A 10 out of 10.
I gave it a 9.5,
Okay.
but it's just because like I don't hear it a lot though.
For me, it's the sentimental value. I have to give it a 10.
Well, yeah, that's just you though. That's just you.
Track number 9, Horses and Chariots. Now, this is a track I actually really used to be obsessed with. Um, I always found it to be very unique. Kind of reminds me of medieval times, I guess you could say, with like the Dunces and Dragons kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. um, it's meant to be an anthem and seems to give a clear message. When the world ends, we are all the same. So like at the end of the day, it's like we're all the same people, in many ways, shapes, and forms and stuff. Um, it's like just being like, I guess, like just trying to be there for each other, sort of thing. I guess.
Kind of ending like stereotypes.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what this song's about. Ending stereotypes, pretty much signifying that we're all equal people, like regardless of race, gender, sexuality, color, all that stuff.
Right.
I really like this song, and it's a shame that I played it too much to the point where I actually got sick of it. But overall, this song is very, very good. Um, I feel like, though, I don't know why, Billy Talent fans seem to knock this song down. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
That'll always make me upset. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. As I said, I used to be really obsessed with this song, but I listened to it a little too much. So,
I give it at 8.5. It's just because I don't hear it that much.
and that's fine. That is respectable, man. Okay, track number 10. This is Our War. Again, another song I used to be really obsessed with, a little bit more than Horses and Chariots, though. However, I have not heard this song in a very long time.
Right. Hmm. I could not find a meme for this one either.
Oh, wow. Jeez, man.
Yeah, leave them all. I mean, well, leave them all behind was kind of self-explanatory, but like this is our where I did not find any meaning at all. Like,
This was kind of self-explanatory too. If you look at the lyrics, once there was a nation here, now there is no more. It's
right,
kind of basically talking about how divided this world has become. Like, there's homophobes, there's racist people, there's people still doing crime, there's shooters, there's like a lot of problems in this world. This whole world's turned into a big mess of a war. And it sucks to see that. And I think that's what Billy Talent's trying to call out here in this case. Not this time in 2016. I know there was a lot of problems then too. And it's just gotten worse over the years. How do I say it? And I think Billy Talent did a good call of calling it out in their music. Um, I really like that. They raise a lot of awareness to a lot of topics with their stuff, especially with Crisis of Faith, considering how rough the pandemic was. Uh, but we've already done that, so
Yeah,
This Is Our War is going to get an 8.5 from me just because I have not heard it in for freaking ever.
yeah, I gave it a 8.5 as well.
All right. Track number 11. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Another sentimental song. There's a lot of sentimental songs on this fucking album for me. Titled February Wins, not to get it confused with February Stars from the Foo Fighters. I'm still trying not to mix them up to this day. Two different complete bands, two different complete songs. I love this song. This is another song that's actually helped me get through my seasonal depression. I get really depressed in the wintertime as I don't go outside much in the winter due to the cold. My skin has a reaction to it. I'm just not a fan of winter. I've never been a fan of it, and I kind of get a little down in the dumps because I get a little lonely. But that's what cats are for. But this song helps me. Like when I hit February, I'm just ready for winter to end. It's like I'm literally taking it day by day, waiting for winter to end. And this is a song I really listen to a lot in February. It just helps so much with the seasonal depression I do get. Um, this is more of like I'm trying to think. I know I found the meaning to this song years ago when I hit the whole Billy Talent obsession thing. And I don't remember what it is. Like, I did you find a meaning for it? This one?
Yeah, it was a song about refugees and their overall situation. That's what I found.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I found. But
Like to me, this is a song about hope. It's another one of those songs about hope that we just need to put down the fucking torches, so to speak. Just get together and stand up as one united nation. Like that's kind of what I get with this song. But again, everybody can take it in their own way. Um, like I said, for me personally, this song gives me a lot of hope in general, not just about politics or worldwide issues or whatever you want to call it. This song just helps me get through tough times in general in the winter.
right.
Hence why it's going to get a 10 out of 10 from me.
Yeah, I gave it 10 out of 10 as well.
So we end the album on track 12 with Afraid of Heights Reprise. This song is fucking awesome as a reprise. And I never knew that they even did this, to be honest, until we listened to this album together. It sounds amazing. Like, it's more dramatic. It's more, like, how do I explain it? Like, I just said, it's more dramatic. That's really all I could put it. Because
It's
it's slowed down. It's elevated more with techno a little bit.
it's kind of like the Jurassic Symphony's version
Oh,
of this song.
you had to bring up the wounds.
I had to, okay, because
You just brought up, you put salt in my wounds that were healing.
the okay, so I didn't know that there was I knew there was the reprise version, but then when I heard both kind of like back to back, I guess both were very solid.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I kind of prefer the reprise over the other one, to be honest with you,
I don't
because
blame you.
it kind of like pulls at your heartstrings on the reprise one.
It's
Because
like, fuck, the album's over.
it's like, damn it. um, but I think it's just because of like the also well a Ben's vocals on that song top notch. But like I think it's just because of the I don't know if I don't remember if it was like an orchestra. I know you said it was like technic technic techno, but I don't remember if it was like an orchestra or whatever. But whoever did the sounds and whatever made it feel like it was an orchestra.
I probably should have said techno. There's more of like keyboard on that, and that's what kind of made it good. Like it's more dramatic. Like
Yeah,
Ben's vocals stand out more on
yeah,
that one.
Um, it made it feel like more not operatic, but oh god, what how am I trying to say this? Um, if you made it made you feel like more like pluck at your heartstrings, so to speak. That's what
It
I'm
kind
trying to
of
get
made
at.
you feel more of like a euphoric feeling. Like it ties the album together really, really well.
Right.
And it's like hearing the title track all over again, but at the end, just more dramatic and
Mhm.
more elevated vocals. And it just sounds overall really good. It's slowed down and it just sounds really, really good. And they added some lyrics at the end, and Ben's fucking high, squeaky voice at the end. Um, I love this track. It's a 10 out of 10. There's really not a meaning because it's the same exact meaning as track number two.
Right. I gave it 9.5. It's just because I don't hear that much.
Oh, I can remember it clear as day.
Oh,
I
of
love that
course you
song.
would. Of course you could.
So that's gonna wrap up the track by track, not version, but track by track part of this episode. Now we need to go ahead and rank this album overall. I already did my math, by the way.
I did my math.
All right, I'm gonna let you go first this time because usually I go first.
I got a 93.7.
Wow, I actually beat you this time. That's a surprise.
You priced it right at me. Damn it.
Yeah, I actually fucking beat you this time. Usually it's the other way around. I gave this a 95.5.
Okay. I mean, it's still kind of in
In the same ballpark,
same
yeah.
ballpark, but it's like off by like two for me. But same ballpark. Even though you priced it right at me.
So let's see, what do you have to say about this album as a whole?
um. Well, for starters, I guess, like you said, Afraid of Heights should have started. I think that would have been awesome. Like they started with Afraid of Heights and ended with Afraid of
That's what I
Heights.
was going for, yeah. That's what I
Uh,
was thinking. I'm like, they should have done that.
I think that would have been overall better. Um, a lot of the songs have dark topics to them, and it was kind of like Billy Town 3 and this album. It was kind of in the same parallels, like as like a dark album, kind
Hmm.
of. Because like it has to do with like gun control, like abusive relationships, like and all that stuff, and that's some very dark shit. And I like it, like you said before, like I like it. You like it when like we like it when bands talk about topics like this, and they bring it to light, so it helps the people who are listening to these songs, get the help that they need, like stop doing whatever they need to do to get that help and all that stuff, and like Rabbit Down the Hole, the Crutch, hey, I did this, I got it right this time, Big Red Gun. It all has to do with topics that are in nowadays, like still getting brought up too.
Yeah, big
um
time.
well, especially gun control. And I kind of like that. And they also let the music do the talking for them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Um, Ben, Ian, Jonathan, and Aaron. They
And
all did their
Jordan.
and Jordan, yeah, they all did their parts very, very well. And on all these albums. And I do I do commend them to anybody uh who isn't a Billy Talent fan or is a very, very much Billy Talent fan. Uh, like if you're not a hardcore Billy Talent fan like Marissa is and myself, I would highly recommend this band to anybody uh, who is in an ejection of a new, I guess, band um, into their music mainstream. I guess um, this album was top notch. I really enjoyed it.
As did I, to be honest. This album Though it was ranked on the bottom of our Billy Talent list, like I said, it's really hard to rank all the albums from Billy Talent. They're
Yeah.
all really, really good in their own way. This one in particular has a lot of sentimental tracks for me compared to some of the other albums. Like I said, with Leave Them All Behind, February Winds, Louder Than the DJ, even. Like, all of these are very sentimental tracks to me. um, Not only that, like you said, they bring up a lot of these big world problems, like Big Red Gun, for example, Rabbit Down the Hole, The Crutch, even Lara the DJ. It brings up, how the modern day music era is kind of killing rock and roll, which is a shame. And even with This Is Our War, bringing up how this world is crumbling. Like, there are a lot of problems. This world is really divided. Um, and then you end the album overall, you tie it all up together with the reprise of Afraid of Heights. It ends perfectly. My only flaw, like you said, I just wish they would have started it off with the title track. There's actually no weak songs here, which is good to say. None of these tracks are weaklings.
Yeah, which is good.
So yeah, that wraps up the breakdown of Afraid of Heights. This is also, like I said, our very last breakdown for Billy Talent at this time. We don't know if they're gonna release new music. I mean, it could be another fucking 6 years. I hope that's not the case. I really hope not, but you never know. And what's funny is I'm wearing my Billy Talent 2 shirt tonight, so kind of
Uh,
fitting. But yeah, do you guys like Afraid of Heights? Let us know on social media or in the comments. Let us know what your favorite track is. Um, so, before we end, we got a couple things we need to discuss. One being our last episode of September, which is going to be a solo episode from yours truly. Yes, Music Madness episode 4 will be happening at the end of this month. I have a little bit to talk about, mainly covering Slipknot. I have been on an insane Slipknot kick lately, so I will be discussing anything and everything Slipknot and some other stuff in between. I'm going to give you guys an update about the Van Halen pilgrimage we have been doing all month long. Actually, we've been doing it since August, so I'm going to give you guys an update on that. So that'll be our final episode for September. I cannot wait to talk to you guys about all that stuff. Um, I also have tonight's song of the night for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a track from Freda Heights because it's fitting. And let's go with Time Bomb Ticking Away, track number 7. Let's go with that, right in the middle of the album. Let's go with that track. Pretty fucking good, to be honest with you. I recommend it. I know there is a lyric video for this, so I'm going to go ahead and find that for you guys. So, Time Bomb Taken Away by Billy Talent. That is the song for tonight. If you guys want to check it out, there will be a link at the end of this episode that'll pop up in the top right hand corner. I'll give you guys the lyric video because somebody did. I think the creators of this album, the album art people, they did a fantastic job on the
yeah.
album art. For every track, there's actually different art, which is really cool. I feel like this would probably be my favorite album art they did ever for Billy Talent. Out of all the albums they've done, Afraid of Heights has the best album art. So I'll go ahead and find the lyric video for you guys so you guys can go see that art. So that'll be at the end of the episode at the top right hand corner. As always, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support. Go on ahead and follow us on social media by clicking on that link in the description below. It'll take you to Linktree. We have Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Twitter. Be sure to go follow us there to keep up to date with the show. You can also keep up to date with the show by going to our YouTube community page, go to our channel, click on the community tab at the top, and that'll also give you guys updates on what's going on. If something happens, like one of us takes sick, power goes out, internet issues, me moving is another thing. I don't know if I'm going to make it to a lot of episodes in the future. I'm not sure yet. The future is uncertain, as everybody knows, as always. Anything can happen. So it's very important you guys keep up to date with us on social media and on that community page on YouTube. Also, Distro's YouTube channel is there as well in that Linktree website. He does weekly gaming content for everybody. At this time of recording this episode, which, as I told you, we're pre recording all this stuff. What were you at for subscribers?
867.
Okay, so we're trying to get you to 900 by the end of September, which is rapidly approaching at this rate. So let's get into 900, everybody. Go subscribe to him. Go give him some love. Share stuff around. We game outside of the show 5 days a week, pretty much. once again, take a listen to tonight's song of the night, Time Bomb Ticking Away by Billy Talent. And that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.